Hello class, good morning. This is your teacher teaching you topic 3.5 Dalton's law of partial pressure. And today we are going to understand the chemistry of gases in terms of its pressure. Now what is a pressure? How a gas exerts pressure. You know, the gases are the physical states of matter in which there is no definite volume, and the properties of particles making up the gaseous physical state is that the particles are moving randomly at far places, means the interparticular or intermolecular distance is very much larger. Now, particles staying at distance are least attracted by one another, and these particles have the most kinetic energies in them, so they're always moving randomly. And when a gas is enclosed in some container like a cylinder, the gas particles move rapidly and strike or collide with one another and with the wall of the container in which a gas is kept. So this is how, when the gas particles collide with the wall of the container, it exerts pressure on it, which is called as pressure of a gas. You see, this picture which I have chosen here is showing you the gases: oxygen, nitrogen, argon, water vapor, carbon dioxide. Each of the gas is closed in this bottle or a cylinder, and the particle is striking with the wall all the time. So the pressure which is shown here on this barometer is showing the pressure exerted by striking the molecules to the wall of the cylinder, to the inner wall of the cylinder. So this is how we will understand that what happens when there is a mixture of gases and what will be the pressure of that mixture of gases. So this is which was studied by Dalton's, and he made a law which is called as Dalton's law of partial pressure. Now in this slide we will understand the exact statement of the law, which is also written on page number 54 of your textbook. I am reading this statement for you. Dalton's law of partial pressure states that the total pressure of a mixture of gases is the sum of the partial pressure of its component. First, we will clear this term partial. Partial is the word which is derived from part, means a part of. So, the part of or the portion of total pressure. So, we see the total pressure of a gas is the sum of the partial pressures of these three component gases. So here we see, if we take the pressure of the air around us is 760 millimeter of mercury. So this is the pressure, is that sum of the pressures of nitrogen. You know, nitrogen is present in 78% in the air, and oxygen is present in 20% in the air. So these gases are exerting their individual pressures, and the rest of the gases, which is mainly argon and other gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and these are making the total pressure of air around us. So we see the partial pressure is defined as a gas would exert if it alone in the container. So whatever gas particles are present in a cylinder or enclosed in any piston, they will be colliding individually and independently to the walls of the container. Means each gas will exert its own pressure, and the summation of these individual pressures will be the total pressure of the gas. For example, another example is explaining how it happens. A container holds three gases: oxygen, carbon dioxide, and helium. And the individual or partial pressures of these three gases are 2 atm, 3 atm, and 4 atm respectively. What will be the total pressure inside the container? So we see that oxygen, carbon dioxide, and helium are exerting their individual pressures, and when we take the sum of these three pressures, we get the total pressure of this mixture which is exerted on the wall of the container. In terms of the gas equation which I taught you previously, which says that PV is equals to nRT. We know that P is representing the pressure, V the volume, N the number of moles, R is the gas constant, and T explains or refers to the temperature on which the gas is taken. And the partial pressure means the pressure of component gases. So we see in terms of the gas equation, if we consider that there are three gases, or A, B, and C, and for these three gases the equation becomes this shape. PA represents the pressure of gas A, PB represents the pressure of gas B, and PC represents the pressure of gas C, where Na represents the number of moles of gas A, and Nb refers the number of moles of gas B, and Nc refers to the number of moles of gas C. If we follow the Dalton's law of partial pressure, and if we apply this law on this mixture of gases A, B, and C, we get this kind of equation in which pressure of gas A plus pressure of gas B plus pressure of gas C will be giving the total pressure. By substituting the values of these pressures, we get this equation, where Na plus Nb and Nc means the total number of moles of gases are present in the mixture of gases. And we can use the same relationship in another way. If we divide the partial pressure of gas A with the total pressure, which is written here, so we get this expression. By substituting the values, by cancelling the same quantities in numerator and denominator, we get this expression, which shows that the partial pressure of a gas can also be worked out or calculated by the molar fraction. XA means the molar fraction of gas A. Similarly, XB will be the molar fraction of gas B, or gas C partial pressure or the molar fraction will be demonstrated at XC. So this is how we are able to study another relationship between the molar fractions and partial pressures and total pressure. So this is how we understand that to know the total pressure for a mixture of gases, we have to add their individual or partial pressures. Now we have to see one more aspect, that where we can use this law. You know, whenever the gases are collected over water, this is the only measurement which can be performed. And we know that the gases which are passing through this water phase will be taking some of the water vapors with it. So the pressure of this oxygen gas can only be calculated when we know the pressure of the water vapor, which is also called as aqueous tension. So here the total pressure of this collected gas, which is collected here, will be the partial pressure of the gas, oxygen, plus the aqueous tension. Or we can get the partial pressure of the gas by substituting the aqueous tension through this total pressure. Another time we see respiration becomes very difficult at higher altitudes, means on mountains. And we know why it happens. As we go up higher, the number of gases, the particles are decreasing. So lowering the number of moles of gas means lowering the pressure of a gas. So it becomes very difficult in breathing when you are at higher altitudes, because the pressure decreases. That's why the respiration becomes very difficult. And pilots may have uncomfortable breathing in a non-pressurized cabin where the partial pressure of oxygen is about 150 grams per centimeter square. And you know that how deep sea divers respire when they return from deep sea. You know, air contains 80% nitrogen, and if nitrogen is present in a diver's tank, the solubility of nitrogen in blood can be very increased due to this increase in pressure in deep sea. And when the diver returns quickly and relatively at the low pressure at surface, he will face a life-threatening condition called bends. And the pressure in decompression chambers is slowly lowered over many hours so that the diver can feel very comfortable breathing. So this is the end of today's class, and I will hope that not only watching this video is enough to understand and to learn this topic for your exam. I will advise you to read the topic from the book to see where you can make your best understanding. Okay class, thank you so much. I'm going to send you the video of this lesson, and I will also be sending you the link of this lesson on YouTube channel so that you can get the facilitation anytime when you open your book and you just learn this topic for your exam. Okay, God bless you. Take care.